Kentucky. Dennis listens in Elk River, Minnesota. Anne Marie is a new listener in Lovettsville, Virginia. And Elizabeth listens in Murrieta, California. A buddy of mine, the great Sean McDowell, who our Pittsburgh listeners will remember as being on WDVE in Pittsburgh for the better part of 30 years. He was my competition when I first got to Pittsburgh, and we became fast friends, and a nicer guy in this business you'd be hard-pressed to meet. But his dad was a very well-known newscaster there and blah, blah, blah. But he and his wife moved to Vegas after living their entire lives in Pittsburgh. And so he's constantly sending me screen grabs of things in and around Vegas. And he sends me one that goes, we're really in a cold snap here. And it's like 60 degrees.
Oh, geez.
I'm like, in Vegas, though, it is. People are like, where's my winter coat?
Yeah, so they're used to.
Because it's 60, right, yeah, when it's 110. You grab a sweater when it's 60.
Update on that customer and her friend that got kicked out. The drunk friend was trying to get the security guard that kicked her out to have a threesome with them.
Oh.
So that's interesting. I don't think he took her up on it because he was still working.
Opportunity lost.
But even if he wasn't working,
yeah, you're not.
You're not going to complete a threesome with a girl who's not drunk and one who is.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it was a valid offer.
I'm just trying to see if that guy over there wants to come back with me and my friend.
You'll be fine. You're going to like it.
Kind of relates to your post, Mary, about drunk Mary versus
friend.
Yeah, your stupid friend. That's like
my college roommates came to my shows, and the one was like, we were talking about sobriety, and they're like, "Oh, we're so proud of you."
This is University of Toledo.
University of Toledo, and they're like, "We're so proud of you," blah blah blah. And the one goes like, "Well, I mean." Because I was talking about all the dumb stuff I did. I was apologizing to them, essentially. I had already met with them and apologized in, like, 2019, but this was...
Is that part of the amends?
Yes, step 9. And so the relationship with them is by far the one that I ruined more than any other one. But we were talking, and the one girl, she just goes, well, like... I mean, I feel like there's some truth to the whole, like, drunk person's actions are a sober person's thoughts thing. And that's what I posted.
Is that a thing?
Oh, people say that all the time.
A drunk person's actions are a sober person's thoughts.
A lot of the times it's so people can blame their partner for like cheating or texting other people when they're drunk or flirting.
Like in vino veritas.
Kind of,
The real stuff comes out when you're drunk.
Right.
Gotcha.
And what I posted on my Instagram, I was joking. I tweeted it yesterday. I was like, yeah, but like not once have I soberly thought I should pass out on the kitchen floor while this pizza's in the oven. Like,
right.
And that's what I was trying to say to her, that I was like, I guess to a certain degree, some people might get a little juice in them and then tell you what they really think of
courage,
you.
Like,
yeah,
but
I was like, but that's not how it worked for me. I was
that's
drunk.
not the kind of drunk you were.
No, right.
You weren't a fun drunk.
No, I was just making horrible life decisions.
Yeah.
But things I would never do when I was sober, like pass out.
Yeah.
Waiting for a pizza to break.
You're not having 2 glasses of wine and being like, listen, Carol, this is how things are.
I just never really even liked your boyfriend. No, it was nothing like that.
And I don't even know a Carol. How do you like that?
Yeah.
Everyone has, see, and that's the thing that's how I know I am not an alcoholic, because everyone else has had a great time when I am blacked out drunk. And when I'm sober, I hear these stories. I'm like, that sounds like a great time. They're like, oh, yeah, man, you were a riot. Everyone was laughing at you. And I'm like, well, I wish I was there. These people are like, you should get blacked out more often because they have these embarrassing photos of me. They have embarrassing videos of me. I'm eating things and not keeping my mouth closed. It's falling out of my mouth. They're like, oh, my gosh,
great.
You're hilarious.
How does that mean you're not an alcoholic?
Well, I'm just saying I don't.
Because it's funny?
Because you do that same stuff sober. That's why.
No, I don't.
Oh.
All right. Hold on. I had to finish my gummy worm.
How many nights did you black out while you were in Mexico?
None. I didn't black out any nights. I got really drunk, but I didn't black out. I've only blacked out when I was in college. And well, no, that's not true. There's some times I lived in my Lakewood house in Gay Bay. I've blacked out a couple times, but I never enjoyed it. Like I didn't make it a routine thing because it was always so miserable. The night of was miserable. Like I end up with scrapes on my arms, not knowing how they got there. Like, I took a guy home that I didn't enjoy. And then the next morning they're like, oh yeah, you did this, or you knocked somebody's drink out of their hand.
You don't remember, but in this instance, you don't remember the other stuff, but you remember not enjoying the guy.
I wake up in the morning and he's just like, that was fun last night. I'm like, who are you and what do we do?
Right, but you don't remember anything.
No.
You said I took home a guy I didn't enjoy.
You didn't get to enjoy, maybe.
I didn't enjoy.
I see.
I didn't get to partake, but he's just
You didn't remember what I understand.
And I'm questioning him because I'm like, did you know I was blacked out? Or
Did you know I was black? Lights were all off last night. Now it's the morning dew and the sunlight beaming in.
He's like, I know you don't normally do that, but you insisted last night. I'm like, that's why I'm feeling sore. You know?
Where's my orthopedic pillow?
You know,
I also forgot to pack that.
Dang.
Sitting on a ring for an entire week because I wanted to get drunk and black out. Mm-hmm. So, no. It's not my thing. I couldn't make it a routine. Once in like every 2 years, I black out.
And so how did you leave it with this college, with this sorority sister or whatever? How did you leave it with, she was trying to make a comment and you didn't call her on it? You were just like, oh, yeah.
I just kind of made light of it and was joking. And like the example that I used, it's really funny because, so I had both of my college roommates were there, right? And the one that said that, the other one was the person who came home to a smoke-filled house and a burnt pizza in the oven. And so they knew that that was a very real thing that I did. And so the one roommate was laughing like, dude, you did that twice. And like, what I didn't know is that the second time it happened, she came downstairs again and threw it. It was like cold outside. She threw the burnt pizza out on the lawn. And I don't remember any of this happening. She said, I woke her up the next day. Yeah. She said, I woke her up the next day and was like, hey, if it smells like smoke in here, I accidentally burned her pizza last night, but don't worry, I threw it outside this time. And she was like, no, you slept on the floor again, and I threw it outside.
You used it as a pillow, Mary.
Yeah.
All right? You didn't throw anything outside.
Yeah. I think she was just...
But look how far you've come, not just in your sobriety, in your pizza making.
I am a 2-time pizza making champion now. Wow, you're right.
Yeah.
No more passing out in front of the stove for this lady.
You're so right,
It's all
Bill.
Big Mac pizzas.
Another thing to be proud of, the gift of sobriety.
Boy, think of all the people whose lives you accidentally didn't mess up. You didn't blow up the house that you and 2 women lived in.
Yes.
You never hit anyone's car,
Right.
despite driving drunk numerous times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
You were
why...
really dancing through the raindrops for those years.
Yeah, I mean, my sister and I, when we go to the casino and stuff and we'll lose or whatever, and she'll be like, you're such a lucky person. Why don't you ever win here? And I'm like, because I use up all my luck in life. I'm a very lucky person when it comes to life, like driving drunk and never getting a DUI or not having burned down my house. Like, those are very lucky situations.
I mean, the casino is still in your life.
Yeah, but it's like you're trying to be lucky in that situation. You know what I mean?
But that doesn't stop you from
That's
going
not-
to the casino.
I went last night.
Did you win?
I did.
How much did you win?
So
What did you play and how much did you win?
I played slots because they gave me $65 in free play. So they send you these mailers and they're
Oh,
like,
yeah,
hey,
okay.
come in here. We've got some free play for
Roll
you.
of tokens.
Right. And so it's like, but the thing about free play is they load it onto like your player's card and you can't just go in and put in your password and then take the money out. You have to spend that $65.
You gotta play it. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm not taking anything in with me. I'm not going to take my purse. I'm not going to take my wallet because I know if I take my debit card, I'll be like, all right, well, I'll just take out $100 and you know what I mean? So I like, left everything in the car, took my little player's card, and I played a slot machine. That was really fun, actually. It's called Wish Mistress.
So it wasn't like, was it like a movie themed tie-in slot machine or anything?
No,
Like,
this one was just called Wish Mistress.
Yeah.
Where you had like collect little gems, and if you got 4 of the same gem, it would give you like random wilds or whatever. And then so I was playing that with my free play, and then I got free games. I got bonus games. So you could pick what you wanted to do because there's 3 different wild features, right? So you could pick 15 free games with 1 wild feature, 4 free games with 2 wild features, or 2 free games with all the wild features. So I was like, all right,
So how much money did you win?
hold on.
Because all this
After that-
math is jamming me up.
Well, I got a bunch of wilds and I won $300 on that
Hey,
machine. So
$300.
I texted my boyfriend because he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like,
Unlike the dummy tokens that they
Yes.
gave you.
So I
Wow.
texted him and I was like, "I'm at the casino. Don't be mad. I've got free play and I just want to
Let
see
me
what
preface
happens."
this by saying I'm at the casino.
It's free play. It's not my money. So I got bonus on that, and I texted him. I was like, "Dude, I just won $300 off this free play. Like, this is crazy." And he was like, "Leave. Get your ass home. Like, get out of the casino." I was like, "I'm gonna try one more machine. And I just want to see What happened? You never know because it's all free money at this point. I'm not down anything.
But it's $300. You have $300.
Why wouldn't you
But I'm
walk
not
out?
down anything.
But you have $300.
You're up $300.
Well, I put that $300 into another machine
Here we
and
go.
got it up to $700. So suck it.
You walked out with $700.
I walked out with $700.
And you didn't spend a nickel.
Don't cough, Cody.
Okay.
Why? Why is he coughing?
Because I told him, okay, I hope my boyfriend's always like, I may or may not have gotten that second machine up to $1,200 and spent it back down to $700. But
Mary Santora, everybody.
I have $700 that I didn't have yesterday. I could have had
So
$1,200.
you're up
yes.
$700.
Yeah.
Still up $700.
Still up $700. I could have cashed out at 12, but I was like, this machine is friggin' hot, dude.
I'm telling you,
going
man.
crazy. I gotta start max
You are a
betting it.
mental patient.
I gotta start max
Why don't
betting.
you, when you hit 4 figures? I mean, I remember one time I got $100 on like a Sex in the City slot
Yeah.
machine. I was like, this is great. Cashed out $100.
That's how you know you don't have a gambling problem.
I don't have a gambling problem.
It's not a problem.
I mean,
because it's
listen,
not my
you
money,
didn't lose
but
any money.
I earned $700
You did not
yesterday.
lose any money, but if I hit
You won
$1,200,
$700.
I earned it.
yeah,
I earned it by leaving. That's how.
I would
Fair
walk,
enough.
man, at
Yeah.
$1,200.
But the
still
machine
$700.
was going wild. This second machine, Stinkin' Rich Skunks Gone Wild.
But
Highly recommend. A lot of fun.
but isn't it all like gambler's logic when a machine's hot?
No,
Then it
because
gets
they
super
do-
cold?
Well, they start to heat up, but you just don't know how long it's going to be hot for, if that makes sense. So this
The streak,
machine,
yeah.
this machine was going wild, dude. Because like I said, I put the 300 in, and within a couple spins, I'm hitting bonuses, I'm hitting wilds, I'm hitting all this free features, and the skunks jumping down and turning stuff into money. And I'm
Were
like,
you beginning
this is
to Were you
insane.
beginning to gather a crowd of
The
looky
people
loos and
around me?
onlookers?
Yeah, the
Let
people
me ask
around me
you-
were like, "Good job, that's awesome."
So
Yep. They were angling for the seat after you.
Oh, I'm sure.
when you get those rewards from the casino, is there like that's something that they send you when you've spent a certain amount of money there?
I don't know how that works, but usually yes. So you have your little player's card,
Right.
And it's just a way to get you back into the casino.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, come spend this money.
Because I've had those before, but they never send me any free stuff because I never use them.
Yeah.
So like you have to like
You gotta
actively be
spend a
going in
lot of
there,
money.
spending money to get the $65 of
Yeah, and
so
it
like,
varies. So, like, I have the second level. There's 4 levels at Jack Casino. It's JACK. So, like, J is the lowest, K is the highest. I have the A card. So, when you have the J card, you
and
might get
earn your way up
$20.
to get to
Right. The more you play, the more rewards and
And
benefits you get.
how much do you have to play to get to that level?
It's points, and the points don't equal dollars.
Right, but
Does that
like-
make sense?
But the points do show how often you've been there and worked your
No,
way.
not
like,
even necessarily, because when you play different games, it counts for different things.
Mm-hmm.
So when you play a penny slot, that doesn't give you the same number of points as playing a $25 roulette does.
It's in their best interest to keep it vague.
Yes, and it's
The
always
point
like,
system, yes.
okay, and this is just, I don't know if these are the real numbers or not, but it's be like, okay, you get to 50,000 points will upgrade you from J to A, and then at 100,000 points will upgrade you from A to C, and then at
Okay.
200,000 points you'll go from C to K. I don't know if that's what it is, but so say you play a penny slot, it might be...
It's going to take you forever to get to
It
that
might be
A.
5 points for every $100 you spend. I don't know what it is, but if you're playing like high limit poker, it could be 1,000 points for every 10 minutes you're on the table.
Is it
None of
safe to
makes
say,
any
though,
sense.
that you've pumped a lot of money into these machines over a long period of time?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is very safe to say. And I called my sister and I was like, yo, I'm leaving the casino with money. She said, no, you are not. I have never seen the day. So I did leave with $700 yesterday.
Well, that's good.
So she didn't believe her experience with you is that you will be up and then fritter it away before you walk.
Because it's always like one more hundred. Or let me just try this machine over here. Or let me just figure that one out. Or you know what, let's put it on black. Or let's you know what, just $100 on blackjack. And then you're out all the money you won anyway. Because I was like, when I started max betting the machine is when I was like, oh shoot, I'm about to double my bet, which means all this money that I've already won, I'm gonna double it. And it just
And how much was the machine?
tanked. $6.25 was the bet. $6.25 was the max bet.
Okay.
So every time you're betting it, $6, which is only what, 12 spins.
Any
13
idea how
spins?
much you've lost total over the years?
Oh no, I wouldn't even want to know. Over the years since I turned 21, in 11 years, how much I've lost?
5 figures?
Yeah, easily.
Low 5 figures?
But she won $700 last night.
Yeah,
Well, 700, but you didn't spend any money to win that money.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's good.
that's
Except
great.
all
That's
that one I
all
like.
profit.
I like that one.
But accept all the money that she spent to get those points so they would call her to come in.
Yes, big picture.
Yes,
who
big
knows
picture.
what's
Right,
what?
right.
They actually have a thing you can do because you can write off your gambling losses on your taxes only because they tax you on your winnings, so it has to work both
Yes,
ways.
right.
So they have win-loss.
It's like you can write off alimony, can't write off child support.
Stupid kids.
You can request a win-loss statement from a casino if you have a Players Club card, and then they will show you this is how much you won, this is how much you spent.
So that's probably a terrifying spreadsheet that no real gambler wants to see.
Until you want to write it off on your taxes.
But then you have to see it.
Yes.
And you go, oh my God.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, because
won't.
then you're like, I'm winning again because look at how much I get to write off on my taxes.
Yeah, I've
And
never
it won't
written it
dissuade
off.
any serious gambler from.
Yeah, I've never.
Oh, I'll make it back next time.
Well, you'd actually be surprised because of the way that they calculate it. What you spend is, if I put $100 into the machine, okay, we're gonna do a little bit of math, so just try to stay with me.
Okay.
We'll make it even simpler. If I put $10 into the machine, right? I have spent $10 of my own money, right? I'm out $10. Mary Santora, out $10.
Gotcha. Yep.
If I get that machine up to $50 and then spend all that back, it counts every single time you press the button. So if I press a $1 button 500 times, I spent $500. But I've actually only spent $10.
Right.
So that's when it says you've lost $500. Because technically, yes, I guess you have.
Why does it count it that way?
Because that's how they do it. And they also count payouts when they do. All of gambling is lying.
No, listen, I get
When
it.
they like, you see an advertisement for a casino billboard that says like, we paid out $28 million in jackpots this year.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean like progressive jackpots. A jackpot is anything over $12.99.
My father-in-law is a guy who wins poker tournaments, like big money
that's
poker
different,
tournaments.
yeah.
No, but I mean, he gambles. I mean, he across the board, he'll play all kinds of games because he's just a numbers guy and a money guy and gets it. And I'll have these conversations with him similar to the one you and I are having, and I just glaze over.
That's when you're not. It's
I'm like, man, if I understood. That's why the night before we went to Vegas for my birthday, he had to give me like a crash course in playing like blackjack and craps and all this kind of. I'm like,
Now,
hopefully some of this will stick. Some people just have a brain for that, and I'm not one of those people.
if all gambling is lying, then why?
I'm lying to myself.
You're lying to
Nobody's
yourself.
lying to me.
Okay, all right.
I'm going
I was
into
go back
it-
into the magic thing.
No,
okay,
because
so-
I'm going into it knowing that they're lying to me.
Yes.
If I,
You're being willfully deceived.
100%.
But wait, you can't go into a magic show knowing you're going to get willfully deceived?
you
No,
know
because
they're
they
lying
don't
to
tell
you.
you the tricks. They're legally obligated to say, "Hey, this is how much money we're not going to pay you."
But
we have an 8%.
But you're a grown up. You know a magician's lying to you. It's a trick.
I don't like the fact that they're sneaky about it.
They're not.
The casino is straight up like, "We're going to take your money." And I'm like, "But maybe you won't. I'm the one lying to the casino.
Maybe there is a rabbit in that hat.
Maybe you won't take my money this time."
Maybe that woman has had her torso separated from her lower extremities. I got a break. If you want to get a text, 35192 to do that. You can listen wherever you are on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan